Sorry about that. Today's session is going to be about preparing for fall 2020 registration for your student orgs. So the team who will be assisting you, providing you comments, giving you all the feedback on your registration. We have Mallory Bayan, who is the Assistant Director for Student Organization Services, the Fraternity and Sorority Life Military Program. Next, we have Abel Rosa, who is on the call.
Good morning, everyone.
So she is the Coordinator for Student Organization Services. I'm Adriana Villegas, and I'm one of the Student Organization Services interns. And on the call, we have Joanna, who is the other Student Organization Services intern.
Hello, everyone.
So throughout, especially on your registration, the actual one on MineTracker, you'll be receiving a comment from any one of us, depending on anything that's missing, anything that is needed. So just so you have the face behind the comments. Something you all can utilize to help you answer any questions you might have is we do have SOS office hours. So these are open to all members and advisors. We do these via Zoom. As you can see, we have the Monday, Wednesday, Friday at different times, and then we have all the meeting information. These are set and somebody will always be in the call so you all can hop on. But if for some reason these hours or the days do not work for you all, you can go ahead and email us and we can schedule something for you. You can find the exact links on our website under the Student Organization Services section. So just to kind of get us started, it did re-registration and registration opened on July 15th. We have a priority deadline of September 9th and a final deadline for September 30th. This is for re-registering organizations, and late registration will result in a $50 fee. So all student organizations must re-register, and you do this via MineTracker. And again, throughout, if there's any questions, please feel free to do so in the chat or go ahead and turn on your mic so we can address those. So this is a checklist that's been sent throughout some emails, but this is just a good place on where you can get started on completing registration. So updating your organization page on MineTracker, meaning that you have the updated roster and contact information for all your officers, members, and advisor. So the information that we need is the name, UTEC email, and office address for the advisor, a constitution and bylaws that are compliant with all required guidelines. We do have the guideline available on MineTracker. And if you would like us to review it, you can go ahead and send that over to us to sos@utech.edu. And we'd be happy to give you feedback, let you know what's good, what's missing, anything like that. And usually we do have these compliance modules that have to be submitted at the same time that your registration is done. They're currently unavailable. We will go ahead and let you know when those do become available for you all, but as for right now, it's not something that you'll need to do. And then, of course, the biggest thing is just to make sure you have administrator access to your RSO so that you do have access to update all of this.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Adriana. I just wanted to add on to the RSO compliance module, just to make sure everyone is on the same page. We're not requiring it upon registration, but it is going to be a requirement for the fall semester. Just so everyone doesn't get confused, it's that we're no longer requiring it at all. It's just going to be available at a later date. And once it is available, we will share, the deadline for submission and all the other details that go along with the module. But if you guys have any questions on that, just go ahead and let us know. But we'll make sure to email everyone once that is available, and it'll be on our website. Which is why it's very important to have your information up to date on MineTracker, because that's where we pull email addresses from and share information.
We'll go ahead and go through where you can find the Constitution and all of these things on MineTracker shortly, so you all can see. But just to kind of gauge where everybody is at, has anybody already submitted their re-registration? Again, you can leave this in the chat or you can go ahead and turn on your mic. or if there's anybody that hasn't re-registered that may feel like they have questions or things that are keeping them from finishing that.
Is anyone close to register, gathering their stuff, or?
Yeah, so I have a quick question. It's Luis from ACM. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I was the president for last term last year, and we just we're gonna bring in our new officers for this next coming year, and it's a completely new set of officers. And well, we're gonna have a meeting where we're gonna tell them everything. But when I register, would it be better to just register them and then make all those changes with the new officers? Is that gonna, I guess, is there anything else after for them to, apart from getting access to our accounts, that we need to do apart from just registering them as the new officers?
You're saying you're gonna help re-register the organization and then change officer roles?
Well, no, we want to register with the new officer roles. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that we need to do as for giving them complete access to the org and everything?
So what we recommend to do prior to registering, to submitting your registration, is going to the roster tool on MineTracker and just making sure that they are on the correct positions, because when you go to that tool, you're able to make sure that they also have the correct management access. So they could potentially have switched their roles, or you created a new role for them, but if their management access isn't set to all management or it's limited, that's just something that we recommend you all double check before making changes and before re-registering. But other than that, if you've already done that, then that's all you really need to do.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that was exactly what I wanted to know.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I see in the comments, mostly everybody's in the process working on it. Hoping that this presentation can help address any questions you might have. But again, if along the way you have one as we go through the process, please feel free to stop me or send a chat. More so if you've already finished it, if you have any problems, maybe you felt like sharing with everybody else to help any other RSO avoid the same problem. But we'll go ahead and skip that. Okay, so these are just some general requirements to submit the registration. Upon approval and once you submit this, the person who is submitting it will become the primary contact of the organization. You want to make sure you're going and doing this only if that is going to be you. Make sure that you're completing each step along the way. It should go ahead and stop you and let you know, hey, you left this blank, please go back and fill it in. Anything that's omitted, obviously we're going to have to deny it, but again, we'll go ahead and let you know as to why we are denying you when we do so, if we have to. The information you'll need to have ready is 3 members if you're registering a new student organization, or 6 if you are returning. 3 of those must be officers. And again, for both, you do need to have an advisor and a constitution that is compliant with all required guidelines. For returning student organizations that aren't registered by September 30th, which is the final deadline, will lose all privileges, as we stated earlier. And again, all this information can be found on MineTracker, so don't worry and write it all down because it is there, so you can keep going back and referring to it. So just to kind of walk you all through the registration process, you all can see the exact steps that you'll need to take and everything you'll need to keep in mind. So on the very first page, again, what I just read to you all, the general information, things you need to keep in mind is right here. It talks about the deadlines for returning, the new, and then the items you'll need to have ready. Next, it's going to ask you for general information. So the official name and the description, just making sure that with the name you aren't using UTEP or at the University of Texas at El Paso. That organization description will also be there. And then if you have a website in any kind of way, you'll go ahead and put that there. You can also link your social media information here. This all this information goes on your your welcome page essentially to the student organization so that other people can go ahead and find that and contact it. Again, more contact information. Also making sure that this email is your minor's email address. That's one big thing. So go ahead and fill in your president name, advisor name, and again, making sure that these are minors or UTEP email addresses. You'll answer when your elections are and if you're a registered 501c3 organization. So here's some statements that you'll need to agree to. With these statements, they are also required to be included in your constitution in their entirety. We have provided a document for you all that has these statements ready so you can go ahead and attach those. And again, we'll go ahead and show you where those are before we get off. So you'll go ahead and check the boxes, just saying that you did read them and that you do agree to abide by them. Next is going to be making sure that your MineTracker roster is correct. So you'll see the very first picture at the top. That's the kind of the step to getting to the roster. Then the bottom screenshot is where you'll go ahead and indicate the position, the minor's email address, and the names of your members. You'll see you can do it either individually or multiple in bulk. So if you have their email address, you can go ahead and do it that way. And then in the middle, you can see you can review it to ensure that you entered your email address correctly. You can edit their position, and it'll go ahead and let you know that you've met the requirements of having the necessary officer positions and the amount of members needed. So the next step is uploading the Constitution and bylaws. There is a new template and guideline that must be followed. Again, this has been made available to you all on MineTracker, and we're going to show you where that's linked. And if you need us to go ahead and review it prior to submitting your re-registration, please feel free to do so. So when you log on to MineTracker, this is where you'll go. Right on the main page down at the bottom, there's a little box entitled Campus Links, and it should be the last one entitled RSA Constitution Guidelines and Checklist. So in that, again, it'll have the full statements that need to be included in your Constitution in their entirety. It'll also break down the layout that we're suggesting and encouraging that you all use all the articles, all the sections, everything like that, and we even provide details about what that section should contain. The next step after you go ahead and submit your constitution is to select the interests that represent your organization. So just on the left is only that small window of them, but there are more to pick from, and within each one there are more subcategories that you all can choose from. You'll pick the ones that best represent your organization. I guess up to this point, are there any questions? Have you seen anything that you might have a problem with, or that when you were trying to submit, you had a problem with?
I just wanted to share something real quick. I know we previously just shared the contact information that you'd need for your advisors. So previously you did need the office address, but for this time you're not going to need it. If you've registered your organization before, I think you can now see that the registration steps have shrunken. So it's not, you don't have to, input all the contact information for those 6 members and the advisor where you used to upload the module. Right now, everything from that kind of just moved on to the MineTracker roster, which is why we encourage you all to update it prior to registering, because on the roster tool, it allows you to upload your members in bulk. So you can literally upload like an Excel spreadsheet or just copy the emails, and it just syncs the members, and all you need to do is like assign their positions or change their positions, compared to when you get to the registration process, you do have to type them out individually by their email. So that's just a tip to save you all some time when you have to register.
Again, if you don't have any questions right now, that's okay. We have a little bit of a question time afterwards, and you can always reach out as you're fulfilling and filling this out, and we should be able to get back to you. Following step is actually different, although it may look the same, is that you'll select the categories that your organization belongs in. The difference between these two is that this one is interests that represent your organization, and this one is categories. So in this one, it's just going to be the list right here, and you'll go ahead and select the ones that best suit it. And the final step is updating your profile picture. Again, this does have to be compliant. There has to be no trademarks, no logos that you haven't received permission to use or anything like that. And again, if for some reason your profile picture or anything else in your application isn't correct or isn't right, we'll go ahead and let you know when we review it. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and close this and let you know again, coming over to MineTracker. So you'll see once you log on, you'll scroll down and you'll click on this little link, RSO Constitution Guidelines and Checklist. It'll then take you to this document. So it just gives you some overview, some information to keep in mind, and we have a checklist here for you that you can keep in mind as you're rearranging, putting together your constitution. So on the left side, you'll see that we have the policies, the ones that were on MineTracker, that you had to agree and click that you were going to abide by them. So you'll go ahead and take these and make sure that you copy and paste them in their entirety in their necessary section. On the right side, we've included the guidelines. This is in the same order that we have it listed on the checklist. So you'll have basic information like the preamble, the name. Again, we've included that the student organization.
I think your screen is frozen.
Oh, no.
I thought it was mine, and then I just saw that it's frozen for everyone else too.
Okay. Oh, no.
I like your wallpaper.
Thank you. There we go. How about now?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
So on MineTracker, if you follow the link again, this is the document you'll get to see. So on the left, you'll see that we have the policies for student organization. So this is where you had clicked saying that you were going to abide by it. We'll go ahead and copy and paste these statements in the necessary section that they need to go into. On the right, we have the guidelines. This is in the same order that the checklist is in. So you'll see we have the preamble, the name, again, saying that you cannot start your name, the student organization name with UTEP or include the University of Texas at El Paso. The university compliance, you'll go ahead and pull the statement from the left and put it right there. And again, that's one of the sections that needs to be included in an entirety, word for word. Then you'll go over to policies. We go ahead and say which ones will go there. Membership also has one of those statements that needs to be included. And again, that's similar to the rest of the statements on the document. We do list, like I mentioned, everything that should go in there and everything that's needed to be included in each section. Let me switch over. So as you see, registration is a lot easier than it once was. And for me, I'm also somebody that's gonna have to complete this. And seeing that it's so easy broken down, it's easy to know exactly what the step is asking for and the information that you're gonna need per step. Yeah, and if there's any questions in terms of what you need to get done, we are here. We answer our email addresses. Again, we can review the constitutions for you all. And any problems or things we come across when we're reviewing your application on MineTracker, we will leave a comment for you and clearly state what it is that we're missing or that needed to be included. So just kind of building on, we do have another program. We've concluded the soap session, but we do have another program that you all can join on and learn more about. If Joanna wants to join and talk about her program.
Hello, everyone. Yes, so we have our final MineTracker 101 next Thursday. It'll be about involvement and connecting with members. So it'd be awesome if you all could join. It's going to be the last one for the summer, and then we'll start planning for the fall. So yes, and Alessandra, I saw you had a question about where we can find the recordings. The Student Engagement and Leadership Center actually has a YouTube channel. So we're posting all of our videos, MineTracker 101s, SOAPs, any programs that the SCLC is doing, it will be on the YouTube channel. So you can go check that out for the recording. It should probably be posted probably later this week or next week by the latest.
And then we also sometimes, we create MineTracker news articles that you all can visit under the news section, where we kind of do like a quick summary of the presentation with all the information that was in the slides, just in a condensed version for you all to read. So that's something you can also check out. Again, just a final little announcement that if you haven't already submitted your SOAR report for your RSO, please do so as soon as possible. We do need that information. Thank you. So obviously, because we are doing everything virtually, one of the biggest things is still trying to recruit and bring in new members to your student organizations. One way that you can do so, and an opportunity that we have going on, is participating in live new student orientation sessions. These are sessions where we'll be on Zoom and students can go ahead and hop on and they'll be able to join each organization's personal breakout room on these following dates. So we have one tomorrow on August 6th and July 30th. To participate, all you need to do is first sign up for the virtual hub that we have. And again, this is just an opportunity to connect and still be able to promote and bring in new members to your student organization. So again, if you have any questions, we'll go ahead and stay on the call for a while so we can address any personal questions. But if after this call or while you're doing your registration, if you have any questions, you can please feel free to email our team at sos@utep.edu. There are 3 of us continuously checking the email address, so you'll always get a response.
I see that there's a question about signing up for the hub. Yes, you are able to sign up for it even though you haven't re-registered yet. So of course, if your organization is in good standing, meaning you submitted SOAR, then you are able to submit and be a part of the RSO Hub and these live sessions.
You can find us online. These are our social media platforms. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. These are more so just where we promote our programs. We do have DMs, but again, if you have any questions, we do ask that you direct those to sos@utep.edu. given that this is the last SOAP session of the summer, I just want to go ahead and say a big thank you. Some of the names are familiar that you've attended some programs before, so I just want to personally say thank you. I know when we had switched over to virtual, I was like, oh, nobody is going to join programs. They're not going to want to learn, but I definitely appreciate it. Before we go ahead and sign off, I'm going to drop a link in the chat for an assessment. We use this to assess and create new programs. And right now that we're in the stages of planning for fall programming, we're using these suggestions to make sure that we're tailoring our program to giving you presentations that you all need and want to learn from. So it's a quick link. It's now in the chat. If you all don't mind filling that out. Yeah, that kind of wraps up this session. I know it was kind of shorter than our other sessions, but as you can see, it's mainly because the registration process is so short and super easy to do now. Again, if you have any questions, we're here. We'll stay on the call for a while. Okay. I think you mean the hub slide, so I'm going to go ahead and go back to that one. Oh. Is it this one? Is it this one? Wonderful. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so this is MineTracker 101. It'll be happening next Thursday. Perfect. Did anybody else need to see any other slide, get any additional information?
Adriana, I think Brian had a question.
Oh,
On the Miners Campus link, so I had to copy and paste it.
oh the Miners Campus link. Do you mean the link that I just shared? Yeah. So you'll just go ahead and take that and post it into your browser. So like Safari, or Google, whatever means you have, and it'll just take you directly to the survey. When is the SOAR report due? So the SOAR report was already due. We are well past the due date, but we are still accepting those admissions. As far as our contact information, the best form of contact to get and speak with any one of us is through our email address. That is one location that the three of us do have access to view. And again, let me see if I have it.
And you can find our information, oh sorry, Trima.
No,
you can find our information on the UTEP SCLC website as well.
Mm-hmm. Should our constitutions be changed to allow online meetings, or will in-person meetings still be possible during the semester? So as of right now, we still haven't gotten a definite word or have any definite means in terms of what that's going to look like. In terms of changing your constitution, that's definitely something up to you, however you deem necessary, and if like having meeting attendance is something that needs to be, I guess, adjusted for you all going virtually. Again, just staying up to date on what the semester is going to look like, because I know a lot of organizations, since we've already found out that a lot of our classes are going virtual, are choosing to run there and have meetings virtually. So personally, my organization is going to need to have some kind of section or changes to our meeting attendance, making sure that we aren't asking too much of our members and just kind of modifying those guidelines in that sense. I guess just depending on like your personal student organization needs is how that'll be adjusted. But our biggest suggestion is, again, just making sure you're staying compliant with all guidelines that the university and that the city release for us. I think I got everybody's question in the chat. I'm reading through them now. But again, if anybody has any additional questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. We'll stay on for a little while. But again, thank you all so much for joining. I hope you have a good rest of your day and a good rest of your summer. We'll see you soon at future programs. Thank you, everybody. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Hey, Adriana.
Yes.
Yes, hi, I'm Fernando Ariza from ASEM. Just a quick question. The president couldn't attend the meeting because she's working right now. Although if she has any questions, should we just email that email that you just gave us earlier, the sos@utep.edu?
Yes. That's the email address that both Joanna and I and April go ahead and view and review that daily and throughout the time that we're working. So I want to say that covers 8 to 5. So pretty much throughout the whole day, we'll be able to get to that email address and get back to you quick.
Oh, okay, okay. Because right now I don't know if she will have any other questions. Everything was pretty clear. Thank you for the presentation, although. But yeah, I don't know if she will have any other questions or something like that. So if I email you back or something like that, just I'm letting you know. Okay, but yeah, thanks for everything.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining.
No, you're welcome. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye.